We really wasn't worried about it. We knew we were going to get some rain, but and it started inching closer and closer, and we realized like the day before we better leave farming and get to our house and start putting boards on windows and stuff.
And it finally started turning and inched its way up. It just took for hours and hours and hours of 90 to 100 plus mile an hour winds.
The 2017 hurricane season brought round after round of structural and economic heartache to the Gulf Coast states. 3 hurricanes, Harvey, Irma, and Maria, caused an estimated $265 billion in damage from the Caribbean to the Atlantic coast, making last year's hat trick of hurricanes the most expensive in U.S. history. Of all of last year's storms, Harvey gained the most notoriety by delivering an unprecedented 50 inches of rain over 5 days. While epic flooding submerged the city of Houston, farmers and ranchers further south watched helpless as crop losses piled up.
It was as bad as I went through Hurricane Celia in '70, and it took the roof off the house, and we were in it. So I've seen a bad hurricane before, but this was every bit as bad. We did not realize what we would come back to.
We had a little over $200 million in agriculture damage. About half of that was cotton, the other half was livestock.
Hurricane Harvey made landfall right in the middle of the home for 1.2 million head of cattle, 1/4 of the Lone Star State's herd. According to Texas A&M Extension economists, livestock losses climbed to over $90 million. At the Woodsboro Farmers Cooperative, lifelong South Texas farmers gather at what is affectionately referred to as the Table of Knowledge to share thoughts about how life and work have changed since Hurricane Harvey.
We've got 2 tanks that are sucked in. We lost the shed over our front pit to the concrete elevator. We've had a lot of problems getting the grain out because the water had gotten into the tanks and the grain's hard and wet, and we're having a lot of problems doing that.
All the damage brought by Harvey hinders the co-op's ability to serve their member farmers, many of whom logged record harvests in 2017.
6,000 to 7,000 pound milo down here that we've never seen before.
Another record-setting harvest blessed the fabric of many South Texas lives. The cotton harvest was the largest on record, with growers reporting 3 to 4 bale cotton per run. The 2017 crop was setting up to help heal economic wounds dealt to farmers through years of low prices or low yields. Instead, Hurricane Harvey poured salt in those deep wounds.
This year would have really boosted us back and put us back where we needed to be. We've been having some struggles the last few years getting by, and this would have really got us back on top where we want to be.
They were finally going to make some money. A lot of that cotton was harvested. It was in the bale or the modules. A lot of it was sitting at the gin, and they still lost it. It got underwater in the field, and of course it ruined a lot of the modules sitting at the gin. The tarps blew off, and the cotton blew away.
At the Bayside Richardson Co-op Gin, just outside Bonneview, Texas, workers steadily rebuild. The facility suffered just over $1 million in damages. The value of the cotton lost exceeded $5 million.
We lost all the supporting equipment outside, the overhead seed house, the overhead burr house, warehouse, dust collectors, things that even if I could get the gin running, I didn't have anywhere to go with the seed or anywhere to go with the trash that we remove out of the cotton.
And Harvey's timing looked like it might add insult to injury. The cotton crop was already at the gin, and many producers were worried they might miss out on the financial help provided by their crop insurance.
Normally, crop insurance doesn't cover it if you've got the crop harvested. So that Sonny Berthoud came down, Chairman Conaway came down, we did the tour. So we're working through that, and we think we've got it worked out where crop insurance is going to pick up those losses at the farmers where they didn't get paid for their crop.
As cotton growers continue to rebuild their operations, red tape and the insurance claims process are adding obstacles to a quick return to the field.
Normally, this time of year, they've already had their cotton gin, they've received their checks for their cotton, they've went and paid the bank off, they're working their new operating loan for the year. they're not looking at getting any proceeds from the insurance company on this cotton until March or April of this coming year.
While federal assistance moves at what some farmers think is the same slow crawl as Hurricane Harvey had when it made landfall last summer, officials at the state and local levels are moving at a more rapid pace.
We have a STAR fund to help farmers with things that crop insurance or homeowners insurance that doesn't cover. So we'll come in and pay half their fencing costs if they'll give us a receipt. So we've gone through that. People have been very generous, and Texans are pretty resilient. We bounce back pretty fast. We don't really wait around for the government to come bail us out.
For Market to Market, I'm John Torpy.